We are going to be drawing this snowman today, but we are actually going to be drawing a snowman from a different perspective. Now this snowman here is not as if we were to just walk up on a snowman and snap a picture. This snowman is if we are laying down in the snow or getting down and looking up and snapping a picture as if we're down on the ground looking at the snowman, and we call that perspective. So this perspective is if we are laying down, and you will have black paper today, and we will be using our oil pastels to be doing this today. So you will need a white oil pastel because we will draw the entire thing in white, and then we will go back over our scarves and our hats with whatever colors that we want. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw out the snowman. Now in order to get that perspective look that we are down here looking up at the snowman, we're actually going to draw him on the corner of the page. Now everyone who knows what a snowman looks like knows that we have, I like to call it a papa ball, a mama ball, and a baby ball. So our biggest ball of snow is on the bottom, and then it's a little bit smaller, and then it gets a little bit smaller for the head. So we're going to come to the corner of our paper right here, and we're going to come to about mid-page, and we're simply going to draw a curved line. Okay, that's our papa ball. It's kind of coming off the page. That's okay. Now we're going to do our mama ball, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make it a little bit smaller, so I'm going to come in some, and I'm going to draw a mama ball. Now, I'm going to draw my baby ball here, but I have to make sure that it's big enough to put all of this detail in the face. So I have to make sure that it's big enough for that, and I have to make sure that I leave room for the hat, because I'm also going to be adding a hat on the snowman. So I'm going to do a ball about that big, and that is still smaller than that ball, and it is smaller than this one. All right, perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my snowman. We don't want any of that black to show. Now I will pause this to do the rest. I just want you to see that whenever I color in the snowman, I am actually going to go along the border of the snowman, and I'm actually going to make that a lot thicker. So I'm almost outlining this snowman in white, as if I was outlining it in like a black marker. Do you see how that really just makes it pop out and stand out? All right, so I'm going to pause this. Okay, so as you can see, I have colored my snowman, and I have that really nice defined look that's bordering each one of these balls. That's very important, otherwise it's all going to just kind of blend together, and you want it to look like three very distinct, very different snowballs. Okay, so the reason we can do this is because we know we're going to go in and do some detail. We know that we can go over this white pastel with any color that we want to. It'll just go right over it. So that's why we can go ahead and fill the snowman in. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to make the carrot nose. Now, if I am looking at the snowman from down on the ground looking up, his nose is going to look a little bit different. That carrot's going to look a little bit different than if I'm just looking at him straight on. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create this triangle, and if you notice it goes over the head, because that is how it would appear from the perspective of laying on the ground looking at the snowman. So what you're going to do is you're going to come to the center of the snowman, and you're going to do a curved line. And then you're simply going to put a triangle or a capital A, whatever you want to call it, right there in the center of the face. And that's okay. Do you see how I kind of even went above the head? That's okay. That's the way it would appear if I was down looking up at the snowman. All right, now So that this doesn't look like a beak, we have to add a little more detail to that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a black, because if you ever notice or look at a carrot, it actually has like little ridges in the carrot. There's some little indentions. So we're just going to create some shadows by doing a few lines on each side of the carrot. And that way, it's no longer a beak. We actually have a carrot. I'm going to create some snowman eyes, and you can do these whatever color you would like. And I'm going to do a little snowman mouth by just doing some little black circles. And I'm going to do some little black buttons. And I'm going to create the sticks that come out of the snowman's side. Now this is important. A snowman does not have sticks hanging off the edge of the ball. When we stick a snowman with sticks, it's actually in the snow. So you want to make sure that you stick these sticks inside of his belly. And you can have these sticks go however you would like. And then you're just going to add some little random little lines that slant up. The sticks are very, very random. All right, perfect. So now I'm going to add a scarf around the snowman. I'm going to add his scarf first. So you're going to pick whatever color you want. And you could do stripes. You could do polka dots, however you want to do that. And what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use this purple. And I am simply going to go put a line around the snowman's right in between the mama ball and the baby ball. But I'm actually going to come off a little bit because it's got to look like it's wrapped around his neck. And then I'm just going to come down and I'm going to curve up. And I think I'm just going to keep this simple. I'm just going to keep it blue, but you can do stripes if you would like. Okay. Now, when scarves are wrapped, there's actually two ends. So we have to create two ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to come down here as if it's blowing in the wind. And then I'm just going to simply put like a L, a sideways L on the side of it. And then I'm going to come out this way, and I'm going to connect it. And then again, you can do all kinds of stripes. If you would like to do stripes, polka dots. And I'm also going to add these little strings that come off the ends of scarves, just to give it a little more detail. I'm going to crisscross some strings. You can't see that. And you can do these whatever color you would like. It just gives it a little more detail. And now I'm going to add a hat. And if you notice, there's all different kinds of hats you can do. You can do that simple little top hat. You can do these little ski hats. I had some hats on these snowmen I was going to show. I like this one too, this little roundy one. We could do that one. So there's different types of hats, and I think I'm going to do one of the little ski ones. And I think I want it orange. And what you're going to do, if you want one of the little ski ones, you're just going to come to the top of the head and you're going to do a curved line out. And then I'm going to come to the other side of the head and I'm just going to connect it almost like into a little point. And you can color that hat however you would like. Don't forget to put your little ball on the end of it. Okay, put a little ball on the end of it. You can color it whatever color you would like. When you are done with that, you may add some snowflakes in the back. Now, I like to create snowflakes just by pressing and pulling down. And if you really want it to look really nice, you also want to do some really big snowflakes. And all you do is make an X and put a T in the center of it. An X, put a T in the center of it. And just a few of these. You don't need a whole lot of these. And if you wanted to add a little moon in the background, you could do a little moon in the background. You could do whatever you wanted. This is your picture. You can do whatever you would like. You could do your buttons whatever color you would like. You may do your scarves, your hats. You can make the eyes any way you would like. The mouth. It is your snowman, so be creative.